So, hi there, I'm Marvin, and I'm the CEO, co-founder at Arklabs, and I'm a developer and researcher. I I wanted to have an interview with you and every other founder that I could be able to have interview with the aim of us having your perspective of the Nigerian market about your product and about everything that you do. In a bit of that, when we do so, we'll be able to um, gets to understand your product properly and probably write comprehensive research on your product. So hi, Spolite, Solite rather. So we would like to hear from you. Thank you.
Okay. So basically, I'm a backend dev and also a Solana program dev that across the Danko.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm the founder of Airbills, a utility platform that allows users to kind of pay bills using crypto and hopefully book flight and book hotels within the coming months or weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. So we're going to be asking you a couple of questions in relating to um, the whole your take on the Nigerian market, your take on LB's pay. So should I start now?
Yeah. Yeah. You can continue.
Okay, so our first question is what specific Nigerian user behavior or pain points led you to build this product, LB's Pay? Describe your typical user and their daily money habit.
Okay. Let me say. Typical user is first kind of having to do kind of KYC to kind of use so many platforms
Okay.
and and also the processes to actually achieve what you want to achieve, right?
Okay.
So like nobody wants the truth is most techs are here because nobody wants to stress themselves,
Exactly, that's true.
right? Yeah. So and so if you can get it with less maybe you can mute.
Hello?
I said maybe you can mute your mic or something.
Okay, okay, okay.
So and if you can get it with less stress, you get it's what Nigerian market wants. Yeah, they want to spend less or get more value, that kind of thing. And then the time factor too, right? So I think I've been in this place where someone was saying LB said in the sense that they needed to data like they sent him maybe he said that data is finishing maybe it has been 5 MB yet it's going to finish, right? So but he has people they have naira, right? So basically uses LB to kind of pay for it again. So let's assume there was no LB on this level. People say it's going to go offline and then finally,
Hello, are you there? I lost you there. Hello?
okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can hear you now. I
Yeah.
can hear you now.
I don't know where my mic got or something like that.
So you were
Like,
talking
where did you
about
stop hearing me?
if Airbills, if the person was not let's imagine that if Airbills was not there, how the person would do.
Okay. So if Elvis was not there, the person will basically find way to acquire data, whether it may be uh, he begs someone for data and they're saying then he has to come online off ramp and then get to the stuff he's trying to do. And if this person maybe has just $1 on his maybe on his maybe wallet or something like that, So and then they still charge him for maybe basically maybe 10% or 5%, depending on the platform, to offer him this before he gets to acquire the service he wants. Is probably out, or maybe has a less amount and more time wasted, right?
Okay.
So Airbills kind of solves that part of the issue. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds very, very awesome. I think what you guys are doing is trying to create a convenience to for people to be able to pay or participate in any type of online consumer services that they should, right? So yeah, that's
Yeah,
lovely.
yeah.
That's lovely. So the next question is, how did you validate this problem was worth solving? And what assumptions about Nigerian users did you unlearn? So what I'm asking now is that how did you validate that your idea was worth solving, and what particular behavior assumptions that you used to make about Nigeria that in the course of doing this business you had to unlearn?
Okay. First, let me say, I won't say I basically did a bit of research to many. Let's say it's something I'm facing myself. So if I'm facing it and there's no solution yet, so probably so many other people are facing it, right? So and let's say almost everybody around crypto, nobody uses crypto to actually make payments. You get so we even need to go around to even find where we can actually use we can try use cards to deposit to even get card access to kind of use you deposit with maybe stable coin and then get ATM cards or maybe virtual cards to make payments. So on the what I had to unlearn, let me say, there is this feeling that most, or maybe there is this arrogance that most Nigerian founder has, right? In the sense that when they are talking to Nigerians, they are talking to them as if they are doing them a favor. You get most founders just feel that they are doing like most Nigerian founders just sometimes talk to Nigerians as if they are doing Nigerians a favor, and like that's what was I didn't even like, right? Let me say because they are potential users, right? As much as they don't maybe have so much buying power, but they are potential users. I remember, I think I don't know which team I was invited to my community or some time ago. You get, he was kind of talking about what's it called? I think ambassadorships. You get, and it was talking about it as if uh, uh, that we need the ambassadorship more than the company, right? Well, it should be the other way around because these are the users. If you're giving someone an ambassador, it's not to sleep. It's about to kind of get you more users, right? And he's putting it out as if he's kind of doing us a favor. I think the person was working with an external company, right? So he
Yeah,
was talking about as if it was doing them a favor. So I think that's what I had to look at and say, okay, you should not be talking to Nigerians actually as if they are doing them a favor because you're not doing them a favor. At the end of the day, you're trying to get them to use your product. At the end of the day, you make funds from it. So who is doing who a favor? You get. So I think that's that arrogance there is what I don't sit with and kind of try to adjust and then understand that they are not because that's the way maybe Nigerian banks like most Nigerian products fail to get because they always appear as if they are doing the user a favor. You're not doing the user a favor. The user is even doing you a favor of using your product. So I
yeah,
think that's the major part you get I
yeah.
looked
I
at
think
here.
I think you're right. A lot of Nigerian founders are mostly arrogant. That's why we end up having a lot of people who the community do not like, and they end up looking for a better alternative to their product. So yeah, you're right. One of the problem we experience as most Nigerian founders do is that the level of arrogance that they have is very, very high. But hopefully, I think we've noted this down, and we will try to be more of a humble set of founders towards that. Yeah, thank you. So you are building a blockchain, you are building on a blockchain with Airbills Pay, but your app feels like a traditional fintech, traditional fintech application. How do you achieve that? Like, what is the value proposition actually resonate with the users who do not care about decentralization? So what we are trying that you are creating an app, and definitely Airbnb does not feel like as if it's a Web3 application, but rather it feels as if it's a normal Web2 application. But the only difference that you just have to use your wallet. That's your Phantom or your Souffle. So my question is that how do you achieve that? And also, what is the value proposition that your product has for people who do not care about decentralization? So, does LB Pay go on to service people that are not really decentralization inclined, who just want to see that, oh, let me get this thing paid or done, or this card subscribed? Yeah.
Okay, let me say first, we achieving what we have now. Let me say it's more of a combine of the both sides, both Web3 and Web2, right? So let's say we looked at simple UIs, straight to the point. Okay, that's why let me say most Web3 product are straight to the point. But Web2 product gets you to the landing page to read about what they are doing. But Web3 product takes you to where you have to do the stuff directly. You get that's the difference between the both sides. And let me say we took the part of Web3 that says, okay, uh, take me to straight to the point, and then we took a Web2 stuff that okay, it's a real service. You can actually have it on the blockchain, right? So we combine both of them to achieve what we have now. But what we are doing forward to kind of service some other people that don't really care about centralized and stuff like that. So we are working on adding a wallet part, like a wallet that you can basically a wallet that you can basically kind of deposit in, right? If you deposit in it, then you can basically now use it. You can basically log in with your email and stuff like that. So while we still maintain a Web3 vibe, in the sense you can just connect your wallet and use the application. Yeah.
Okay. So so what you're trying to say is that you've made more of like a plugin application that allows users to just seamlessly use it as if it was a Web2 platform, but yet it still have some Web3 um, behaviors attached to it.
Yeah, because Web3 is all about decentralized finance. You get it's not basically decentralized service, it's decentralized finance, like owning your money basically. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. That's cool. That's awesome. Thank you. So the next thing we're asking is, what crypto jargon did you deliberately remove from your interface, and how do you explain benefits without using blockchain language? So, what is the jargons you remove, and how do you explain all about your product without having to put all this decentralization stuff so it doesn't bore your users?
I think first thing I removed was gas fee. You get so everybody uses the platform without me trying to explain what gas fee is. You get because that's a whole lot to explain what gas fee is. You get so I think that's the major thing I removed, like trying to gas fee, the language we call gas fee, because like they don't really, nobody some people don't even. I think some DM me has I think when I was using I before we moved from some of the token private let me say our token we used before, like CBN and some other token, right? I think some people still has it and then they want to use it. As much as I'm trying to build out something they can easily go there and then maybe convert it to credit or something like that.
Okay.
You get. I think someone wants to get. I think we are sending it to me. Let me send you maybe credit card or something like that. It was basically saying that that they are requesting for gas fee. You get. He doesn't even know what is gas fee, but he knows how to use Airbills. You get. So this user now basically knows how to use Airbill, but he doesn't know what is gas fee. So that gas fee part is what we basically bootstrapped. And there's a second question that followed this.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, it's basically the same thing. He said, um, how do you explain benefits without using blockchain language? That's how do you talk about how Airbnb Pay helps your customers without you talking about decentralization, gas fee like you
Okay,
mentioned. Yeah.
okay, yeah. What I basically talk about is how it saves you time and maybe and money. You get. It saves you time and money. You get distance from off ramping to getting your credit, and the distance when you use Airbus is kind of very slim. You get. So it saves you time and then extra money, and then let's say you did P2P, and there's story one thing led to another. That's another big issue. So with that, with Airbus, there's no stories about P2P when you want to pay for stocks, right? So yeah.
Okay. 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 Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. So um, let's go to the next question. Why did you prioritize withdrawal first approach? Like, and how does this reflect Nigerian user psychology around money and trust? So you know that in Nigerian ecosystem we are more of like very very skeptical about our money, and we have other trust issues and stuff like that when we build our products. So the users actually have trust and they normally value their money a lot. So my question is, how did you implement a system where the users can easily withdraw their money or get their money back at the instant, or where it is seamless, very transparent, such that the thing, whatever they want, it's more of like withdrawal first. So if they want to pay for something, they don't need to deposit in the platform. They get to pay immediately from directly from their wallet and they get what they want. Not like loading it like an exchange or something. How does this reflect to your understanding now of how the Nigerian market in terms of how they behave towards money and their trust works?
Okay. Let me say I will classify that as freedom, right? It's just like let's say uh, everybody is inside the room, and then you lock the room and say nobody goes out. You get. I will tell you for free. Everybody will be planning on how to break out of the room, right? But if you everybody's in the room, you left the door open, and then you bring something fun into the room, nobody goes out, right? But they know they can actually go out yet. So people knowing they can actually go out or withdraw from a platform, you get, makes it safe. I can relate it to banks, right?
Okay?
So let's say uh, you say that I can't withdraw my money from my bank account. So, and if I can't withdraw my
Yeah,
money from
exactly.
a bank account, if I can't withdraw my money from a bank account, everybody even wants to withdraw at that moment in time. You get. So if I can't withdraw my money, that means something is fishy or something like that, right? So as much as the crypto, bootstrap you to holding the whole thing, you get. But if we implement the maybe a Web2 failing of a thing, right, we still need to allow withdrawal, you get, because it makes users know, okay, even if I put my money there anytime I want, I can still withdraw it and stuff like that. You get. That's the even the reason most wallet exist, they know that I can send out and stuff like that. If I keep it here, it's safe and stuff like that. So I don't think it's only a Nigerian thing. I think it's come of a global stuff, right? So there's no any bank I can withdraw my money from. Everybody get scared. Get I can even relate it to the global scale. Let's say what is happening maybe with the war in Russia and Ukraine now. Russian assets have been frozen in the West, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
due to that,
yeah. A lot of
Russia
them
created a
have been frozen and confiscated.
yeah, I don't know whether it's yet confiscated per se, I think, but they're taking the profit from there to to do some other thing.
Wow.
But now now uh Russians find an alternative, right? That's why BRICS is kind of breathing. You get so they understand that this can happen to anybody. So they are losing the trust because they froze the asset. You get China is now scared because okay, China will not decouple a little bit. China was selling off, some US bonds they hold and stuff like that. You get because they know what the risk happens when we disagree. You get so I think even when dollar moved from dollar to gold, when it moved from gold to dollar currency, you get everybody was trying to request because everybody was taking their gold to US, right? So when most people start being scared, everybody was requesting for gold. You get even US had to cut out gold. Nobody can move gold, even if your country owns a gold in US. You get so all this scared creates an alternative immediately. You get so that's it. I think withdrawal first is just a global stuff. You get so it's kind of a global stuff that gains people's trust. Yeah.
Now, how do you okay? So thanks. I think you've gave us a more universal viewpoint on this matter. So how do you how do your use let's ask another question. How do your users actually discover and start using your product? So
Okay.
like what does the typical user journey look like from first touch to regular usage? So this question is how do your users discover your product? How does their typical usage start for the very first time? And how do they continue to use the product? So how do you retain them? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Most users discover our products from other users' source, and I would like to call it success story or testimonies, right? So our major selling point is around testimonies. Okay.
Okay.
So as much as Super Team helped us to kind of spread the news, amplify the whole thing. You get, but what sold us was user testimonies. You get, because one happy user is kind of uh to another 2,000 users at the back. You get
Yeah, sure.
so
That's true.
so a major selling point is how happy is the user. You
Yeah.
get that's our major selling point. So on the how user navigate on our app. So basically, even though we always recommend using software wallet for now, right? So basically, if you connect your wallet, let's say you want to buy a time, I think you need I think around 4 to 5 steps. Probably once you connect your wallet, you enter your phone number, your the amount, then you click on pay, you confirm your transaction, and then probably confirm it in your wallet. You get so from there, maybe within seconds or minutes, then you within seconds, yeah, you get your airtime, right? So that's basically a three-step factor. You get.
Wow.
So I think yeah, connect wallet, pay, confirm, yeah. So that three to four step factor to actually buy airtime. So
That's
it's
awesome.
easy to kind of like I can basically come and see what you have, test what you have without even trying to have so large onboarding process. Yeah.
That's awesome. Very, very awesome. So so let me should I assume that the way you people acquire users without traditional crypto marketing channels like Twitter and the rest is word of mouth, or there's another method
Uh,
at which you people use to acquire users apart from the regular crypto marketing channels? And I wanted to know what is the growth tactics. So how does marketing growth in terms of Nigeria users actually work? How is the context? So yeah.
okay, apart from Twitter, right? So my friend, okay, my friend, like, he went to some other guy's place. He knew the guy, right? I think I knew also, and I saw him know the guy. So he basically introduced him to my platform. He gets so the guy is also, he also deals with crypto and stuff like that. Yeah, he also has Solana and stuff. So the guy basically bought a time. Yeah, he had to test it immediately, right? Because he told his mind and stuff like that. So bought uh, uh, he basically bought he basically bought airtime. I think 10,000 naira airtime. Yes. So he basically bought twice. You get. So he basically bought twice, and the twice that he bought, he basically got them right. So that's kind of the marketing, like just my friend just word of mouth telling someone else apart from inside Twitter. So this person is not even inspiring him, nothing related. He doesn't even know Solana as a deep stuff. He just maybe owns a token, so he doesn't really care, right? And this person is kind of someone that's doing well, living on his own and stuff like that. So all this electricity bill, yeah, he'll be buying from there. Yeah. So even some people, okay, I had to kind of chat with some people in in WhatsApp, right, telling them about the product and stuff like that. Yeah. So this is okay. I will check out and stuff like that. So one thing there is, let me say, our marketing strategy has been, like me, our majority of our marketing strategy has been in, building out a good product. You get having the testimony from users, right? I think user testimony goes a long way than just uh, trying to convince people just like that, right? So that's our major marketing strategy. Trying to hear what other users want to do, and then we move from there. Yeah, I
So
don't know. I think there's a question I'm missing.
what you are saying is that apart from normal crypto marketing channels, you people use user testimonials and word of mouth.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. For now, there's yeah. Even though I'm like we are crafting something, right?
Okay.
So we're looking around. Let's say getting getting something like airdrop hunters, like those people that kind of basically farm airdrops, downloads and stuff like that. Yes, if you can get maybe some partnership with them, I think their user base, you get we basically use and test out our product, use them also. You get and and they have I think they have the highest onboarding process. Like they have onboarded more people in crypto than any other industry, right? So I think because once you hear you can make $10,000 in 4 months, everybody wants to jump in. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
think they have the highest onboarding process and stuff. So if these users that are onboarded gets to know about Airbills, when they make money from crypto, we probably be their first choice, and people that they have already can be our first choice. We can be their first choice, right?
Okay.
So that's what we are looking at.
That sounds awesome. So is it safe to say that the Nigerian growth tactics here is more of trying to get into a connection, like a group of it's more community driven. You use communities to
Yeah,
actually to grow your product. The more communities you tap into, the more access you have into more user base. Because if one person in that community can testify about how good the product is, then more people can actually be able to testify too.
Yes, because if you can, the thing is, I don't know. I think it happens with everybody, right?
Okay.
I don't know. Nigerians intentionally skip advertisements again. I don't know whether it's only me, but if I see ad on top of a tweet, I just feel you're trying to get me to buy something, right? So I think those ads, I feel that they're trying to get you to buy stuff. So you immediately skip it. You get,
So
and maybe even in websites, you get
so you're
when
saying
you
that
see ads.
Nigerians don't fall for ads, and Nigerians are more. If a committee member has testified about this, you can get the product. You can also begin using the product. So it's more
Yeah,
direct marketing, and it is more of more of community focused. That's awesome. So
yes, because I can tell you for free, Money Point is not popular because they run ads.
yeah,
It
no,
was based on testimonies by users. You get, so because Nigerians can easily move to your app if there's people talking about that is working and it's actually working. You can easily move. But if you keep running ads on their face, unless you are doing a branding business, in the sense that you run ads so long that these users know about your product without unintentionally, you get. Let's say Coca-Cola now they're not running ads again because they want you to come and buy Coke because they want you to know about Coke. So in the scenario of trying to buy Coke, buy drink, you can say, okay, let me buy Coke. I know about it, but you don't really know about it. They're trying to get to print the image of Coke in your head. You
yeah,
get. That's why most let's say Temo now. Temo are not doing advertisement now for you to buy immediately. They're doing advertisement for you to know about Temo. You get, and they use cheap stuff and stuff like that. But so, Temo is kind of a bad website to me, right? Because they always present images like not as they are, that kind of thing.
yeah. So yeah, thanks. That's it. So you mentioned somebody that use your product without even coming online or having anything to do with Twitter. So like so does let me guess that most of your users do stick around even if they don't tweet or interact on chain. How do you measure this engagement with your product and build trust with users skeptical of new financial products? So, how do you build trust with people who do not really have um, interest in interacting on chain, probably interacting with a new blockchain product that is coming from Nigeria? How do you make them understand that this thing that you are doing now is basically more beneficial to them and they should actually use it?
Okay, first, I don't basically sell it as a Web3 product. I sell it as where you can buy something. You get where you can pay for your bills on chain, basically, right? So I
Okay.
don't really keep mentioning crypto when I'm explaining Airbills, right? So it's basically, let me say, crypto is a way of payment. It's just a payment system, you get, and then we happen to use it, you get.
Yeah.
So now, and using crypto as payment system is easy, right? And then there is no too many barriers on using them, right? And let's say most people tend to move to crypto because of maybe the naira
Devaluation.
inflation and like that. Yeah, devaluation, yes. So I think that's why most people are coming into crypto, right?
Yeah.
So if I have to convince someone that is not even in crypto to come and buy airtime, I want to literally convince him to buy airtime on my platform. I will basically convince him to get engaged with crypto. He can get jobs and stuff like that. And then he can also, move his money to crypto to avoid devaluations and stuff like that and, unforeseen circumstances. With banks, if we trust in banks and stuff like that. You
So,
get, so
so in essence, you are
yeah,
basically going to tell him about the benefit of crypto if he's a person that is interested in making more money, or if it is somebody
Yeah,
who is trying to preserve their monetary value, you could tell them that if you put
yeah,
your money in stable coins, they'll be more safe. And then you now tell them,
yeah,
but if
yeah,
whenever you want to buy airtime, you don't need to now convert your money back to naira to buy airtime. You can just buy
yeah,
directly
yeah,
from Airbills. So you are using the approach
yeah.
of benefits of having a crypto wallet and holding in stable coins, and then the benefit of when you hold this money in stable coins to retain your value or earn money from Web3 or whatever, you can always inject it to buy airtime directly with stable coins. No need to go to P2P and buy data, pay data bills, pay whatever thing you want to pay directly from Airbnb.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Awesome, awesome. Okay. Okay, I think we've already answered this one. So how do you handle the technical complexity of Solana while keeping your UX simple? Like how do you like what's happening behind the scenes that users never see? How do you prevent all this hassle of blockchain confirmation and all those other things, all those technical crypto programs, these things. How do you abstract all those things and just make it be a seamless, connect your wallet, put your airtime, put the amount, put your betting code, your betting account ID, put whatever ID you need to put the amount, sign the transaction, get the money, the payment or the subscription, whatever, instantly. How do you make that? How do you abstract crypto off all this shit?
Okay, what let me say mostly let me say is about what we basically see, right? So we try to reduce the crypto language in our platform. Right? There's no even apart from Connect Wallet, there's no crypto language in our platform, right? And we also try not to, like when your transaction is being confirmed, traditional crypto system, uh, they basically add the transaction, maybe you can be it on Explorer and stuff like that. So as much we intentionally remove it from the initial confirmation, right? So even though we added it in your history page, you get, but let's say we just added maybe like a link icon, right?
Mhm.
So we try to reduce crypto languages, you get, and then try to adopt more of friendly languages that that everybody can actually communicate with and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I think that says so you try to remove everything that makes it look as if it is crypto from the application and push the more technical things to where the users will not see it as much as possible. Okay, so what partnership or integrations have been the most valuable for your user adoption? So who have been your key partners, strategic partners in the business? So what people have you partnered with, or what integrations, whether Web2 integrations or blockchain integrations, have you made so far that allows your product to succeed?
Okay, let me say the major integration that maybe I would say that increased our user base, right?
Mhm.
Is something like scan and pay, and also something like what's it called? Something like a pending transaction feature,
Okay.
in the sense that users can basically confirm the transaction, like confirm their transaction when it's pending, right?
Okay.
So, and also the scan and pay, that when users don't want to connect their wallet, they basically, still scan and make the payment outside the system itself. So, yes.
So okay. So what about partnership? Who have you partnered with? Do you not partner with anybody on Solana, anybody on Web2 so far?
Okay. Yeah, yeah. We made some partnerships. Okay, we made partnership with the Kin ecosystem,
Okay.
even though we are not supporting Kin on our platform again. I think they are launching a new token or something like that. So with that, we're not supporting any other BRs. stuff on our platform again.
Okay.
And also we partnered with some other people that integrated our APIs, like Hey Solana and some other people coming up. You get.
What about
So we
Vexio?
believe that I think
What about Vexio? Vexio.
yeah, I'm coming at that.
Okay,
So we
okay,
partner with people that can basically use our APIs to make purchase on our platform at the same time.
okay.
And also we partner with Vexio, right? To kind of bring in royalties. Yes, as well as that royalties is kind of a good feature that kind of allows users to kind of earn more from the system and and stuff like that. Yeah, so they basically get cash back
Okay.
from whenever they buy it, and depending on maybe your expenditure, how much you have spent on the system and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so I think you guys have made a whole lot of partnerships. So I unfortunately I think the King partnership did not work. The King partnership did not work. So yeah, I think that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so how do you price your product or structure fees for your target market? So we want to know how you make money in terms of walk me through like exactly how you make money. Is it by transactions, transaction fee, subscription? What is the model? Like how do you make money? How do you do it? How do you do it so seamlessly that users don't have to worry?
Okay. Let me say, I think as for now, we have not activated our transactions fee model. As soon as if you activate it, I think we are going to announce it, and then try to make users understand uh, maybe how much or amount we are charging them per transaction, and also how we're going to charge it will also be seamlessly get
So
because then you are not going to kind of pay it so much and stuff like that. But currently, the money we make right now is basically with our partners, right? So yeah,
so basically you do not right now Airbill does not charge any fees on payment.
yeah. We don't basically charge fees right now. We are trying to set a milestone to reach before we can be able to charge fees.
So more like you're trying to gain users' trust before you then introduce fees to the system.
Yeah. I think it will kind of help us in the long run. Yeah.
Awesome, 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 awesome. So the major payment, the major finance income you earn is from integration via partnerships like Hey Solana, right?
I didn't get what you said.
I see the major way you make money right now is integrations via partners.
Oh, okay. We don't basically charge our partners,
Okay.
right? For now, we don't charge our partners to integrate our data. So it's mostly static fee for now.
Mostly what?
Like like we don't charge our partners for the integration. So most of our features are not being taxed or on anything right now.
Okay, so probably you guys are running on a brief phase to acquire users, but then thereon you
Mhm.
move on to fee stage. That's lovely.
Yeah, yes, yes.
So what constraints, whether it's regulatory constraints, financial constraints, or technical constraints, shaped your product decision? Like are your biggest operational costs? So I want to say like how will and challenges how do we um, 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 imagine this. You know that Nigeria has a lot of financial, technical, and regulatory constraints. So, how do you navigate all this? and at the same time being able to manage costs and move on with LBs. And also, while you are doing that, right, a lot of people do that, right, will still face challenges. So, what are those challenges, right? We want to know those challenges in terms of when you are doing up in operations or general challenges altogether.
Okay, the thing is, let's say that's why at some point, after talking to some founders, I still tell them like to actually be a founder, you actually need some, some level of income to yourself, right? Because let me say, if let's say I didn't have money to kind of maybe pay for server and then still keep the thing running, to convince them. Sometimes you have to use your money to give them to have maybe if they have one or two to solve and stuff like that.
Okay.
So let me say, I was making some a level of money, right, before I moved into uh, being a founder, right? Because let me say, most people will follow you if you kind of have some level of money, and then they know that you can solve their problem, immediate problem, if they have one, right? So
Okay.
so many the people I'm building with, they let me say they have benefited from me in one time or the other, right? Or maybe if they have issues, okay, it's okay. If I don't have some money on me or something like that, I basically, send them money, right? That's just my money, just to keep the team lively and, hungry. Because if they can't get some of these things from you, basically, it will be hard for them to, sometimes to push on, maybe call them, say, okay, I don't have light, right? So and you can't do anything about it. So, let me say, you need to have some level of income to actually try to be a founder. Because maybe when we started Airbill, I think around December, we run a bounty, right? So before we ran the bounty, it was our money, right? It was our money that we used to run the bounty. It's not basically there. It's maybe we had money and stuff like that. Even as much as I think I got grants for workshop and stuff like that. But before we even got the money, before I even got the money, we already we started the bounties and stuff like that. That's why I was not even expecting the grant and stuff like that then. But I think that's for teaching, not basically for the project. So that's it on the financial part. Even though, like, let me say, I was not that overwhelmed with it because let me say I was kind of a little bit prepared for it. Yeah. So on the regulation side of things, I think the problem we had up there was was basically around let's say I think tax getting our tax ID or something like that for the company, right? So I think we were able to solve it after some months. I think I had to go to their office myself and then see what they have and some other things. So they were able to play it. Yeah. So I think that's basically on the technical side of things. Let me say the thing I wouldn't see it as a problem, right?
Okay.
Let me say sometimes there is maybe RPC problem or code factor problem and stuff like that. So we kept kind of fine tuning what we have and making sure it gets stabilized and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, that's a lovely take. I think you've explained both the technical, the financial problems, and the um, regulatory constraints. So, yeah. So, what is the biggest cost? Like, what is the biggest operational cost you experience? Like, what takes more of your money in terms of operations? Like, what do you consider as the biggest operational cost, or the most challenging one? Just give us a name or something.
Okay. Okay. The biggest cost has been the server part of things, right?
Okay.
Because let me say, I had to kind of pay for server, set stuff, and make sure it's running well.
Okay.
So I think the server because we basically pay for that, and we have been running it from I think from for more than a year right now, almost getting to 2 years. We have been running a live server. You get.
A live
So
server.
I think we are like a live server, yeah.
Wow.
So we pay for that monthly.
That's
So we have been running it
I know,
for
I know,
months.
I understand similar cost because um we at Table of Fun, we are also running a live server already for our platform. Even though we are not even on mainnet yet or on the public testing, we pay every month for the live server. I know how expensive that could be.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
move to the next question. So the next question is: so could you tell me the 3 to 5 activities, critical activities that you and your team do weekly for your business to function properly?
Okay, let me
And
say we don't.
what do you
I
think?
won't say we do.
What do you think would
Yeah,
break?
continue.
I'm not done. What do you think would break if you guys do not do this in a week?
Okay, let me say. I wouldn't say there's something. Okay, let me say the main thing. Okay, let's say with what we do basically, but not basically collectively. You get basically first on the social media side of them. You get we tend to be more active on social media. Kind of post every day. Like there should not be a day we don't post. Right.
Okay.
That's that's it on the social media side. Then on the technical side, I think I mostly kind of check around to see uh, what is happening, right? Whether okay, do we have more success rates? Is there most failures? Is there any refund process that did not happen, or did any product or anything fail at some point in time? You get. So I usually check that to see. As much as for almost a week right now, we haven't gotten any complaint. We have been running on smooth every day. You get. So I believe maybe the pending process we added kind of increased our. Can you mute? I can hear myself.
Okay.
Okay, the pending process we added was kind of helping us to get less of a problem. Maybe someone that don't know about it can basically come. We tell him about it, right? So that's the part we are going on that. Yeah.
Okay. So that's awesome. Okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. So how do you balance mobile optimization, security, and usability? Like, what's your approach to technical infrastructure? So, while you are creating this awesome website for mobile or PC, how do you manage the optimization of the website? Because that website will be very, very usable, and at the same time, is you maintaining usability. You optimize for it to be used, to be very effective, to be fast, to be seamless. How do you also ensure security while you are doing this? What are the key metrics you keep to ensure the security of the platform while you still making it obviously very, very usable or appealing to users?
Okay. I think I'm hearing myself again. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Okay. I think on the side of security, you get. So first, for now, I make sure, like, let me say, for now, I'm the only person, having access to our server, right? So I basically intentionally said, okay, even though I wanted to increase the team on the back end stuff, so I was like, okay, let me build this trust first, right? Again, so first I maintain that only me has access to the server, right? And my server is not. I make sure my server is not automatic. You get. So basically, I don't automate my server in the sense that if I put an update on GitHub, then it automatically updates on my server. So I make sure I don't do those things, right? So as much as automation makes sense, it might say, okay, if someone push something to your GitHub, it automatically refreshes. So refreshes the website, and you cannot now check what happened or something like that.
Okay.
So our first security priority is not is removing the automatic updates, yeah, or like not setting an automatic push to the server. And then the second thing we looked at is as a Web3 platform, uh, as well as right now, we are looking at okay, some of the communication system we had right before it was kind of open, anybody can access it, right?
Okay.
So after some time, we noticed the behavior on the website. Then we had to kind of close it up. That's why our blink for now is not working. It's not activated.
Okay.
So you noticed some request that is not needed, right? So any request that is coming to our website is basically from our main website. So if it's not from our main website, it's not being accepted,
Because
right?
it might be a
So we can't even
DDoS.
access our API outside our own website. So
So
that's why what we cut off. And then for the maybe for the our APIs that is available for that anybody to use. You get we basically needed to create a separate code base for it, and then still apply the same security to from it accessing our website. You get so we added the security to block any fishy requests to our servers and stuff like that. So because let me say there is so many things. Because let me say building our own kind of product, right? That is not a direct communication you get
mhm.
because I need to confirm here to send here because you can now be it might be manipulated that is being and there's no reverse, right? But if it's a full Web3 project, it's basically it go or it does not go. You get you can easily say okay, it does not go. Simple as that. You can leave your API open, and then anybody will access it have to follow the rule. You get. So that's it. So we basically, cut off public communication from our main API. Yeah.
Yeah, so it has to be authenticated communications. Is that it? So I said that
Can
it
you?
has to be authenticated communications such that you have to be sure that the user is actually a user and not a bot or somebody who's trying to DDoS your platform.
Yeah, like basically, you can only access our API through through our front end. That's all. You get. You can request for the API outside the platform.
So that's lovely. That's awesome. I think you are creating this platform to be able to ensure the security or um, the safety of the whole entire platform because I understand that the platform itself is not a completely Web3 platform, but it's more of a hybrid, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so the next question is, what usage pattern surprised you most? Like in your users, people that use your platform, like the Nigerian users that you are servicing, what is the usage pattern that you discovered? Maybe the usage pattern that you discovered and um, that you discovered in such a way that this is what you thought that people should be able to be using your platform for, but rather this is what your users end up doing it. So how do people actually now use your product versus how you intended them to use it? So what is the usage pattern you discovered? How you wanted it and how they are using it now?
Yeah. Some users use our platform for camping.
Wow.
So
That's new.
they 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 basically use betting platforms. They send money to a betting platform and then they basically withdraw it to their bank account.
Shit. That's awesome. I never thought of that it could be like that. Wow. Just wow. That's nice. So like a new type of on-ramping method has been unlocked where you can bypassed P2P platform. Wow, that's an insight. Awesome. So
I think I knew about it when the person like I think he was looking, then the company had to kind of lock his account and then tell him to prove the payment or something like that. So I kind of provided him with maybe a receipt he can send. So yeah, I think he was able to, receive his money.
wow. So that's good. So I think that's the new users pattern. Wow. Like we've gotten an insight there. So is there any other usage pattern you've discovered, or this is just the major usage pattern you've noticed that people actually end up using your product with?
I think that's been the major that I discovered I was now interested in that.
Okay. Okay. So um what would you tell a Silicon Valley founder today who is trying to build a similar product in Nigeria? What would be the lessons that you would tell them? And what do you think that they would get wrong in the Nigerian market?
Okay, I will talk about maybe trying to trying to be funded before they think they can put the market, right? I think I was talking with I think when we went for some I think it's not no it's not mixer but in Enugu or something like that. So we were discussing this guy talk about okay he's building an escrow product P2P product but he doesn't know how to I think it's not P2P but it's an off ramp system, right?
Okay.
So but he needed liquidity to kind of start. So I basically asked him, have you invested yourself in this product? He said no. So how do you expect an investor to come in? You get? So then we say off ramping is not is basically you add the extra money and then the user basically send money because when it's a money transaction, it's basically you're just getting a little bit of more value. You get
Mhm.
than the money you have. So I was asking him whether he has kind of invested in the product per se. You get himself. I say, have you invested your money inside this product? So he was saying no, right? So I don't think investors can just come and invest when you have not invested, right? So I basically tell people that you build a product, you get. So if you can't take your money and then maybe buy a server, why should an investor come in? If you can't take your money, buy a domain, why should an investor come in? If you can't take your money to buy or maybe to get someone to use the product or use your money to run the product a little bit, yet. So those stop investors expecting investors to come in. So I think most times what they do is maybe they build a product. You get they don't even want to invest their money in the product and then expect others to invest. Yeah, I think that's what many of them get wrong. If I have to start any platform, I would like to be the first investor. You get as long as I invest my energy and time. If I have a little money that can move anything on the project, I will have to do it, right? So or your if you believe in this or if your idea is so big and it's nice that you myself you believe in product, convince your friends now. I once they trust you, they can give you maybe lease money to you. You can start it off or something like that. So getting started first is what I feel they might get wrong, right? Maybe they are maybe they don't have the view of it or they are looking for grants. Yet, if you have a view of grant while starting a product, I think is a very bad one, right? You get so because let me say the truth is I don't even know that there's something that they can actually give anybody free money to start stuff. You get I was basically say okay I'm just planning myself on how to fund whatever I'm doing. You get so I'm not expecting I was never expecting any free money. Now that's why maybe I just started and I see oh they're even giving free money to build because I will die here. they will give you free money to continue. Yeah, I never see this one before. You get so then now and also in the wider space, they were like even in this way, there were roll-ups, like incubators, free they give free things. You get okay. That's why I don't notice that okay, you can even get money to continue building interesting. You get so that's why you give me money or not, I'm actually building to actually build a company per se. You get so I was doing company as you are on your own. You get you just have to make things happen, right? So you can't say, okay, we give money. I say, okay, all right, let's see though. What with my small money where I get, I can usually put in my product and then you give me extra money. I keep shipping every day. We get nothing concerning me like this. We get that to kind of build out something people kind of want and stuff like that. That was my view, you get, and it helped me not to get frustrated. Maybe they gave everybody grant, they didn't give me, right? So those things, like I know even if somebody give me grant now, I wouldn't really care as much as I would okay, they are giving others, I should be collecting that kind of thing. You get? So I wouldn't really care in the sense that I would never had the view of grant. You get? So I think that's it on that part. So mainly, I think what they mostly get wrong is trying to build for grants or build for hackathons. Maybe once hackathon end, everybody will go sleep. Next hackathon, everybody will stand up again. I think that says a lot about you, self again. Or maybe you finally get the grant and they say, okay, if you achieve more features, they give you more. If you achieve more features, they give you more. I think I know someone that have not even collected the second part of grant they gave him for teaching. And that's last year, December last year. You get some people have not even collected the second half of the money just because they didn't actually do what they were supposed to do. Right. So those things. So if you maybe they give you grant, you finally collect the first one and then you start sleeping. You get then the other ones will be gone like that, right? So that's like I think that was something that might get wrong. You get, like being serious is one thing, like working towards stuff is another thing, right? So that it's like they should build for okay. I'm trying to do this for a long time. You get, where do you see the long term view? Okay, let's start with this. Maybe you see a long term view product. Maybe you want to build that the whole thing before you even launch or even talk about it. You get so I saw it was kind of building. Nobody knows about what they're building, and you expect that if you come out, everybody will just jump and start using it. It doesn't work like that. You get to kind of connect, ask questions, test out your product, talk about your ideas and stuff like that. You get even in the course of talking about your idea, you might even now discover a better idea. You get so I think that will help a lot, and then be open to kind of a little bit of compromise in the sense that allow people. Let me say, as much as you see the view of your product, allow people to actually accept their view and then look at their own perspective and then understand too. I think that will help and what we going on. Like people kind of try to stick too much on what they know and and living a wider view of what someone else is trying to tell them and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, that's lovely. I think you went on to expressly explain everything. Yeah. So, what's one design decision you made while you are making Airbills pay that you think every other Web3 product building in Nigeria or globally should copy? And how do you balance local optimization with global ambition? So, first of all, what is the design that you've made that you think that everybody outside of or everybody that is building a Web3 product in Nigeria or outside Nigeria should copy? And also, while you are doing this, how do you design your product in such a way that while you are building for Nigeria, you have a global ambition in mind?
Okay, let me see. I will put it this way. I think the design we made is, let's say, reduce the action to the result. You get, if you start with reducing the action to the result, you get, even if you bring a longer process the next time, they will actually trust you and they trust, okay, after this long process, maybe it will be once, it will make it, they will, that short process in mind. They'll say, okay, this guy, he likes to build product that, make you get to the solution faster. You get. So if it's this long, that's the best you can do. But starting with that short process, you get, will help you a lot.
Okay.
You get, starting with that short process will help you a lot. And if you help, then that will now, easily scale you or maybe get more users and stuff like that. So I think having a straight to the point interface will kind of make you go a little bit far or faster. You get, people can easily come and test the product without wasting too much time. You get, that will help a lot. Then what's that second question again?
It's about building for locally, but having a global ambition in mind.
Okay, let me say, let's put it this way. I don't assume everybody might have a global ambition in mind. But the truth is, how can the global trust you if the local don't trust? You get, unless maybe you join the team with them and stuff like that. So the thing is, if you build for local, it does not necessarily mean you want to maybe pivot to build another project tomorrow, right? So you can, if you build for local and earn local trust, any day you build you decide to maybe modify or still build another project that is global in mind, you have global in mind, you can basically acquire trust from the local community, and then it will be easier for the global community to bring in their own trust and stuff like that, because you earn trust either, I think you earn trust either your time or your, like, let me say, the longer the product stays, the more trust it earns, right? So I think that is the major thing. So if you have a product that is live, you get, so the longer it is live, the more trust the product and the founder is getting. So if you decide to build a maybe product tomorrow or something else tomorrow, it can easily, yeah, now you're not starting from zero to convince people. You get, you're starting from the trust the other projects left for you and stuff like that. Yeah.
I think this is the same thing that we can see with Emeka and River Finance. They were very initially involved with Scaleless of Ramp, where they were first of all um, um, members of Access Bank and the rest before they now move on to um, building Scaleless of Ramp, which was a very, very awesome off ramping application before they now moved on to building River Finance. I think they do not need to build large trusts. They already had a large trust network existing from the um, existing customers of Scalex. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, yeah.
So the next question is that what is the biggest misconception global Web3 builders have about African users, and how do how do these constraints lead to smarter product market fit for you?
Okay, I think uh, what what people always, let me say, they always talk about capital, right? How much do these guys have and stuff like that? You get, so due to that, we 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 basically capitalize on it, right? So they are not concerned about our market, then that's our opportunity. So we need to basically utilize it. You get, so let me say there's maybe more features that might be printed out and stuff like that. So when all these things come up, we can now see what we can actually achieve, what we can actually achieve on it and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. So what you mean is that they do not consider the 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 needs of the users, but they are consider more about the capital. Am I right?
Yes, yes, they consider that kind of thing.
Okay, so Nigeria is in essence what you are trying to say that Nigerian market is more of utility driven market than a capital driven market.
Yes, 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 because to get an Nigerian market, you need typically to build something, offer them something. You get, they are not here to to just give you the money and then trust that you do them well most times. You get, they need a reason to be there. That is just it.
Okay, I think you are right. Most Nigerians need to be able to use their money for something, right? I think when I spoke with Donato said that um, Nigerians are they value what they use their money for, such that they are more they want to be in such a way that if they are giving you their money, they are expecting a service or product in return. So more of the Nigerian market in sense from what I'm getting from you now is that the Nigerian market is more of a utility driven market. So for you to be able to succeed in this market, you have to offer them something that will solve their need, and in exchange, they will give you their money for it. It's not them giving you.
Yes, yes. It's just like what's the name of this product again? This can and pay. What is it?
Kin,
The app we downloaded, not code. I don't
code
know
wallet,
say.
code wallet. Yes,
It's code wallet, Abi.
yes,
Where everyone was gifting around code wallet and stuff like that. It didn't sell
yes. It didn't sell
because
for long.
nobody was using the gift.
Is it?
You get because let me say, as soon as we contacted them, we actually integrated us in our early stage. Sef. But if we integrated them, I was okay if I integrate there. But if you give me, you can usually buy stuff. You get that's why the whole thing pay because you can't give me something that I can't still use it and it's not easy to actually move out of the system and stuff like that. So yeah. So if they are not using their money to do something in your system that is non void, you get. That's why I think our utility bill stuff now is something they do every day. So any app now that serves Nigeria that introduce maybe like that maybe integrates our APIs and stuff like that, Nigeria will keep coming to the app even though they are doing something else. You get that's okay. I can still buy the stuff from here. They will keep coming back to the app. Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. I think we've been able to work through that. So, where do you see your product in 2 years' time, and how what particular new behaviors or use cases that you want to unlock in your product in that time?
Okay, let me say there's some things that I want to really disclose for now. Even
Okay,
though I've not even discussed it with my team.
okay,
I'm still looking at it to say, okay, how do we make these things? Let's add a little bit of fun or something like that. You get maybe as much as maybe we might be looking at savings, right?
okay,
But can we twist savings to make it look nice? You get so that's something we are looking at. Can we twist savings to make it look nice and stuff like that? So we can now see how we can twist savings. Okay, how we can do this way, we can do this way. Yeah.
okay. That's good. So, in the coming years, you are planning to see how you can make saves fun with LB's Pay.
Yes, yes.
What of
Like
the
not
okay. What of the I heard people say something about air flight bookings. Is that available now?
no, it's not yet available. When we open not this year.
It? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, I said before this year runs out, the flight supposed to be this Q3 year.
Okay.
I hope you can hear me.
Yeah. Yeah. I can hear you. So now the next question I want to ask is going to be um if you could redesign anything from your product, if you could redesign the global DeFi ecosystem from scratch, what would be your what would be your what is it called? What would you do differently? What would you do differently?
Like when you mean global ecosystem, what do you mean in particular?
Like the DeFi ecosystem, if you wanted to redesign the whole thing, what would you want to do differently?
Okay. I don't know. Like I want kind of to look at what do you mean by global ecosystem. Like do you include the two side of things and stuff like that?
Do you say what?
So like do you include the web of things?
Yeah, like the general web DeFi ecosystem in Web3. If you want to, what would you want to do to change it? What would you want to change?
Okay. Okay, let me see what I would want to change. Okay, first I will give the decentralizeness of the get like
Okay.
so many people kind of controlling the stuff, not having a monopoly on the business, right?
Okay.
So what I would name is let's say concerning the onboarding process, you get we
Okay.
need to kind of build a any Web3 product you get
Okay.
that onboards you. So when I entered the Web3 space, I didn't go straight up downloading wallet and selling it to Facebook. So what I did basically was getting accounting on maybe finance, right? So that's what is moving to the at the time. You get
Okay.
so we need a more that's semi Web3 system. You get
Okay.
that and it reduces monopoly. They get reduce the sense that Binance now controls you get. So when they control someone, they tend to be able to manipulate the market.
Okay. So what you are saying that what aspect exactly are you going to like change? Like, is it the general structure of the market?
Okay, I would say I will focus more on the onboarding process rather than maybe the market.
So in essence,
You know,
okay. Hello, I can't get you. What did you say?
yeah. I said I will focus more on the onboarding process,
Okay. So meaning that you're going to
right?
change the way that we onboard users in Web3.
Yeah, make it kind of easy to onboard the users to get something familiar they have.
Okay. So yeah, that's nice. That's awesome. So we're going to change the way we onboard users in Web3. That looks like a very good move. So the next thing I wanted to ask, which is probably going to be the last question, is can you give me a metric that demonstrates your product market fit so far? So let's talk about how many people have used your product so far. Like how many users do you have currently? How many transactions have you done? How many value have you processed? Something that we could take home and use it as a metric to say that this is how profitable or this how much Airbnb has processed value so far.
Okay, let me say we have let me say 600 that do at least one transaction.
So you guys have up to 600 users that have done at least one transaction.
Yes.
Okay. I think that's
Then
okay. So but then do you know
yeah,
like is it
and
okay?
continue.
Is there like a total amount of transactions that have been done so far on Airbills Pay?
No, I mean user.
Okay, 600. You have about 600 users that have done at least one transaction.
Yes, yes.
Wow. I think I don't want to ask any more questions again. So all I wanted to say is thank you, Solite, for coming to this interview. I really appreciate you being here, and I think I would love to do this kind of discussions sometime. I wanted to know if you as well enjoyed the conversation. What do you think?
Yeah, 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 sure, sure. Oh, yeah.
So, what do you say to us before you leave, sir? At least something you want to say in closing thoughts or something.
Yeah, yeah. Like, you guys could keep doing what you're doing, and then this interview, you wouldn't know where you can change his life, and you understand how to do the business and stuff like that. So these kind of things is kind of something that helps people because let me say some of things I need to do is something I read, right? So it's not a lot, yeah.
Okay, so thank you very much, Solite, for coming. We really appreciate you having you here, and bye for now.
Yeah, yeah, right. That was amazing.
Yeah, you too. Thanks. So I'm having, this is the end of this entire conversation. It was awesome to hear from Solite and the LBs. It was a very, very awesome conversation. Thank you guys for coming, and we'll see you in the next one.